times real, that's why my name's Trill. Three times real, that's why my name's Trill.
Hey, put your hands up, come on, put your hands up, put your hands up, shout out.
3 times real, that's why my name's Trill. Three times real, that's why my name's Trill.
Hey, put your hands up, come on, put your hands up, put your hands up, play. Now I hop on the scene with some banging dope beats with a top.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is, has Andy Ruiz Jr. improved under Eddy Reynoso? So has Andy Ruiz Jr. improved under Eddy Reynoso based on his performance last night? Trill Dollar Bill, what do you have to say?
Yes. Yes, he has improved. Physically speaking, you know? Got his weight down. That's an improvement. I think it's too soon. Maybe in a couple more fights we can see what Eddie has taught Andy. You know, I think in a couple more fights we'll see more. I say right now, I see him trying, but I don't know. I really can't tell. To tell you the truth, I can see that he was trying to do some new things, like how he was moving his body, but I don't know. I think it's too soon. I think we need a couple more fights. You know, it's just their first fight together, and I think the expectation was so high. I think his confidence level was through the roof. He really thought that he was going in against some food, and the food fought back, and they wasn't expecting it. You know? So I don't want to just jump out the window. So yeah, I should give it a couple more fights. You know what I'm saying? Not right now. So this and we'll see. It's too soon for me. It's too soon for me.
All right, Conspiracy G.
Yeah, I can respect what Trill's saying. But I'll say this. His speed was consistent throughout the fight. But honestly, I think his power has declined, yo. It's weird because he was landing some thunderous shots, but they don't seem as hard as they were when he did it to AJ, me personally, you know. So I'm wondering, was the weight loss a factor, right? When he got clipped, you know what I'm saying, and although his knee touched the ground, I felt like, you know, he was sturdy enough. So I don't think like the weight loss affected his punch resistance at all. But this is what I do agree with Trill. Yo, it might just be the ring rust. You know what I mean? So we might need to see him again in the ring with somebody else. But my only thing is, you know, seeming like Luis Ortiz wants him. They were also talking about Deontay Wilder at the press conference with him. So with those guys, I'm like, Luis Ortiz, maybe. And that's only because of Luis Ortiz's age as of right now. But if and shout out to Chris Arreola, he said this during the press conference. He was like, yo, if Andy Ruiz is playing the distance game like he did with him against Wilder, he's gonna get clipped, you know? And so it makes me wonder, like, Andy's a shorter fighter in the heavyweight division. I know 6'2" is not really that short, but in the heavyweight division, 6'2" short. So you got to find ways to slip, get in there, work the body. You can't just go straight. Like, he just kept going straight into I was like, what are you doing, bro? Like, use angles, man. You're the shorter fighter. Use angles. You know what I mean? Like,
G.
Yeah, go ahead.
Can you please give the entire Chris Arreola quote when he spoke about Deontay Wilder, please?
He said,
that's all I'm asking.
He said this.
To tell the entire thing and not the part where he said that.
The first part was Chris Arreola said, yo, he will beat Wilder right now. You know what I'm saying? And he said, like, pretty much he's saying Andy should win. However, if Andy maintains the distance like he did with Chris Arreola, he will get clipped. Which, you know, that's what I said. You know,
rewind it. G did not say that. And Arreola said that if Andy Ruiz fought Wilder at the distance, he'd get clipped.
Yeah,
he left out all the other stuff though, which made it seem like Chris Arreola picked Wilder to beat Ruiz. Go ahead.
This narrative, bruh. Let me build my narrative. You know what I mean? What I'm saying is this. You know, Andy maintained his speed throughout the fight, which was great. However, defensively, he was horrible. Like, this dude kept lowering his hands. When he went into the slugfest, he just completely forgot about defense. And at least he acknowledged that at the end of the fight. He was talking about how, he wasn't really using defense. And he said, they asked him, like, yo, have you spoken to Canelo? And he was like, no, but I know when Canelo calls me, he's going to be like, what happened to defense? Why don't you keep your hands up? So he knows where he made the mistakes at. And it could just be due to ring rust. Could have been due to excitement. He's in front of a Mexican crowd. His whole people, like his whole hood was out there, so maybe he was like, yo, I'm trying to take this dude out clean and get that knockout to make a statement in heavyweight division. However, it just didn't work out that way, man. So, and I'm not saying like, this is Eddy Reynoso's fault at all. I just think we need to see another fight from Andy Ruiz. But if I was Andy Ruiz, get another gatekeeper, and I don't like saying this, and I'm only saying this due to the fact that he lost so much weight. And so the weight loss could be a factor. Fight another gatekeeper or another, like, I'm not saying Chris Arreola is like a tune-up because he proved that he wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But somebody along the Chris Arreola level, I don't know, maybe holler at Gerald Washington again or something, like get a guy on that level just so you can move around with him, because at least with Gerald Washington, like he does throw a sharp jab. He's athletic, so you can practice angles and trying to get in. And he doesn't really punch as hard like that, so you could absorb those punches. And I think from a guy like Gerald Washington, then we can see if in fact he's improved or not. But yeah, salute to Andy Ruiz, man. But I wasn't really impressed.
TBE. Is he mute again?
Oh man. You go ahead, bro.
Andy, you're a good guy. Sorry about that. I felt like you came out, you tried to do your thing, but also you really, the ring rush really showed on last night. When Chris dropped you, I kind of rooted for Chris a little bit. I was like, all right, Chris, let's see if Chris can really take him out. But then you had the shoulder injury. Then you had that. But I feel like Andy is really just has a lot more to do in the ring. Like, he's been training with Canelo, but he hasn't honed his skills. He's undersized. He's not a big heavyweight. He was a big guy, but he wasn't like a taller, sizable heavyweight. So with 6'2", 6'3", you see his flaws. But Andy, I say train, focus, lock it in, and you could really do what you need to do in this division. But Andy, last night I was not impressed with it. I was not impressed at all. I thought Chris had you for some rounds, but I say Andy won the fight, but Chris had him for some rounds to the shoulder blade accident that messed it up. But congrats.
All right, so for me, I actually was impressed with Andy Ruiz last night. I think Andy Ruiz got caught early, which we've seen before. We've seen him get caught early with Anthony Joshua, and he was able to recover. He got caught early, but he was in such good shape that he was able to get up, and he got clipped a few more times. And he was able to survive, and then he was able to take over the fight. And to me, you have to be in phenomenal shape to do that. I've seen guys do it in the past, like Floyd Mayweather, after he got hit by Shane Mosley and Oscar De La Hoya. Every time I watch that fight, they show the fight with Shane Mosley. Once Shane Mosley clips Floyd and he hurts Floyd, look at how happy Oscar De La Hoya is. He's so happy. I'm telling you, just zoom into how happy Oscar is. He's just, yeah, I told y'all, right? Floyd goes back to his corner, comes out, meets him in the center of the ring, and destroys him for the rest of the fight. To me, that shows that someone's an actual fighter. It's easy to front run. It's easy to win, when everything goes your way. It's hard to win when you have to battle adversity. So he had a very tough second round where he got dropped, and a third round where he got hurt a few times by Chris Arreola. But on my scorecard, and I can only judge boxing from my eyes based on my knowledge and what I see, he shut him out after that. Using skill, I saw him slip punches. I saw him utilize movement that I've never seen him use before. Remember, this is all after being hurt. So that's even more impressive to me, because you know what they say, when you get hurt in a fight, you usually revert back to what you know or what you normally do. But he was doing what he was taught by Eddy Reynoso. He was listening to Eddy Reynoso. He made adjustments. And Eddy was telling him all the right stuff. Look, just relax. Look, we're going to win this fight. We're going to do everything. And he listened. So to me, does the 286-pound Andy Ruiz win that fight after he gets dropped? I don't know about that. Remember, we're talking about Andy Ruiz being lighter, but this isn't the lightest he's ever been. The lightest he was lighter when he fought Joshua the first time. So it's not like his punch resistance just was going to go away because he, you know. So what I would point out is
a lot too.
You said on what, Dog Bill? I
said I don't think it was his power went away either. I think that Chris was catching a lot of shots too. He caught a lot of shots on the gloves too.
No, Chris had good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and that's another thing, Trill. I'm glad you kind of brought that up. Who's knocked Arreola out cold? No one. Wilder didn't knock him out. He stopped on a stool, bro. Like, if you act like Wilder did some serious damage to Arreola, he didn't. He hurt his arm hitting Arreola. That's what he did. You know, like, so let's be real. It's not like people just mollywop Arreola, and you've never seen Arreola laid out on the campus like he can't get up. No one's hurt Arreola like that. Fatigue beats Arreola, right? That's what beats Arreola. So let's not act like, oh, he's all of a sudden lost his power. He was hitting the granite chin, a solid chin guy who's been in there with some of the best. He sat there and took the same beating from Adam Kalinowski for 12. So look, Arreola has a granite chin. When all is said and done, this is what I think happened to Andy Ruiz. He thought Chris Arreola was finished. He went in there to try to put on an impressive performance and walk through him. Arreola showed him it's hot in this kitchen, and he adjusted. He never would have been able to do that if he wasn't in shape. So do I think Eddy Reynoso, has he improved on Eddy Reynoso? I think he has. And I think he needed to improve to win that fight because he was put in a position he wasn't expected to be in. He was able to win. Like Floyd with Sugar Shane Mosley. Like Floyd when he got clipped by when Zab outboxed him for like the first 3 rounds. You know, when you get hit and you're in shape and you get hurt, you can adjust. So kudos to Andy Ruiz. Was it his best performance? No. All the heavyweights running scared? No. But did he look improved to me? His footwork, some of his head movement, his ability to make adjustments, he looked better to me. So I give him props for that.
Hold on. I got interjection, crooked finger interjection. I'll say this. In spots, he showed improvement. When he got hurt, he resorted back to just, I'm swinging wild for the fences. And so that's why I'm like, man, I don't know, man. If he improved.
I didn't see that.
You know what I mean? Like during the exchanges, like he lost a couple of times just wilding out, and I'm like, "What are you doing, bro?" Like, and it's just odd to me because like you're the faster fighter. I was like, "Why don't you just wait until the person throws, Arreola throws a shot and counter that?" Chris Arreola was playing the Ruiz game, and I was just like, "That doesn't make sense." Then, and I forgot to mention this, but shout out to Ned for bringing this up. When Chris Arreola injured his left shoulder, right? I'm like, all right, you have opportunities to land right hooks, right? And I think Ruiz threw, I think maybe 2 right hooks that whole time when the dude was injured. And I'm like, fam, he's literally one-armed right now. Like, this is your opportunity. He didn't even capitalize on that. So I don't know if this is an improvement by his performance.
Another thing.
Yeah. Let Trill get in there.
Yeah, like I was saying, I think, Kaden, you agree with what I was saying about physically. You know what I'm saying? Like he improved, and there was sometimes a certain movements in there that I seen a little Canelo-ish. Like
exactly. Maybe 3 times. Yeah.
But do I think that they need more time to build a chemistry? Yeah, I think so. Because there's only been 1 fight. You know what I'm saying? But I do agree we should give Andy Ruiz credit. But I do think that I do think that it's they should have a little bit more time together.
All right, Ned, what you gonna say?
I was gonna say I felt Andy looked good. I'm not gonna hate on Andy at all, but I just feel he did. He was huffing and puffing in the, like by the 10th round. He was huffing and puffing, and with the shoulder injury that we saw, Ariola made prevalent. It should have. I just thought Andy was. It was there for Andy to take his head off, but he didn't capitalize off of that opportunity. But Ariola kept doing this like every round, doing this, throwing up his shoulder. I just thought that was just signs for him just to take him out the fight. But you know, it was still a good fight. It was more than expected. I didn't want to pay for the pay-per-view. Shout out to G. He's still going down on May 15th.
The other segment you paid for it? Liar.
But to go to with the whole shoulder injury and the throwing of the right hands, I'm really not gonna dive too hard on that part right there. You know what I'm saying? Because I just know it's different when you in there.
Mm-hmm.
Like we could be sitting on the outside, be like, "Why you ain't doing that?" Because maybe he sees something that we don't see. You know what I'm saying? But maybe he's seen something different. It's different in there. You know what I mean? But I would love to see them. I see another fight so I could be definitive.
Yeah, so you like, you want to see a rematch?
No, not with them.
Oh, okay.
Reynoso and Eddy Reynoso.
I want this to be like, no, that's a match made in heaven right there. You know what I'm saying? I want to jump out and be like, woo! You know what I'm saying? That's what he needed his whole career, you know?
No, I feel you on that. So I'm answering the question: did he improve? Obviously, they need more time. Like I'm not saying like that. That's anyone though. They need more time. Mm-hmm. My question is: did he improve? Did he look like an improved fighter? And to me, he looked like an improved fighter. So I feel like I think he should stay with Reynoso. I think they need more time, like you're saying. That's what I'm getting at. He looked improved to me.
Now I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. So Ned with this shoulder thing. I would rock with you if Chris wasn't still throwing his left hand.
Mm-hmm.
Still was throwing it, bro. Still. So you don't know if a guy's playing possum or not. Yo, if you never go ahead. You buy that if you want to. He starts shaking his arm and you run in and then he use that same arm to knock you out. Yo, for real. Like, yo.
Thinking about
I agree.
You thinking about
I hear you. I just said
he was getting hit with a jab. He was like, he's faking that shoulder because that jab still hurt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you just gotta be smart. I think we all kind of somewhat agree. So,
all right. Well, let us know how you feel in the comment section. Please like and subscribe, and check us out on Instagram and Twitter. And also check out our podcast on all major streaming services. It's the Boxing Bros.
You're welcome. You're all